This is an off-the-shelf video of Death Ride Hafid Ridge, the 7th Armored Brigade's charge on Hafid Ridge during Operation Battle Axe, June 15 and 16, 1941. Designed by Chris Fasulo Sr., copyright 2011, Gronyard Simulations, Inc. So the rules for Death Ride Hafid Ridge come in this spiral bound but still soft paper format, and it is 20 pages. Title page, what I got? Well, actually, that's the rule book as it shipped. I've got my own second copy printout, black and white printout, to actually use for play. Oh yeah, and this is this is also change one. Okay, so original copyright 2011, and my photocopy is change one, dated 2012. Okay, so I guess that's a good reason to use this printed copy, this copy printout. Okay, so introduction. All right, let's look at these. These are the these are all of the counters came with the game. 10-sided die, one 10-sided die, a bunch of these I guess hit markers of some sort. That's like Overwatch counters, blank backs. That's some. Well, actually, these all pretty self-explanatory. Got some wire. So. Not a lot of counters overall, but still, we'll see what we got here. Okay, so 6th RTR, Royal Tank Regiment, right there. So a British unit counter. We've got secondary weapon factor, the 3, primary weapon factor, the 2 with obviously a blue background, and defense factor 7 with an orange background. Platoon symbol, tank silhouette, 2 alpha must be 2nd platoon alpha company, and then unit name 6th RTR Royal Tank Regiment. So here's our same unit we were looking at. I grabbed this weapon target diagram player aid. This is a single cardstock. So weapon target diagram, step 1, determine target type. I guess the orange is medium, and I guess nothing is soft. So over here is legend. Medium target, soft target, again nothing. So we said the 3 was the secondary weapon, 2 was the primary weapon, and 7 is the defense factor, which with the orange background, I guess that means that the tank unit here is a medium target for when it's being fired on. So the 4 down here is the secondary weapon range. So the secondary weapon factor, the 3 at the top, corresponds to the secondary weapon range at the bottom 4. 3 goes with the 4. The 2, the primary weapon factor, where you looked at, goes with the primary weapon range 5 down below. And both are color-coded with the blue background anyways. Then we have 22 is the movement factor, and the yellow background. Yellow background, back to the weapon target diagram. And so I guess in this game, we've got yellow for track movement. That's in our case here, which is what you would expect. And green is wheel movement. So wheel movement, What do we have? See if we can find something quickly. Maybe not. Yep, there we go. All right. All right, so here we've got the... oh, okay. All right, so here we've got a German unit. On the front, it's got a movement allowance or factor, movement factor of 5 with a blank background, no background, but you flip over the same unit to its backside and it looks like it's the wheeled version of the same unit. Now it has a 36 movement factor with the green background for wheel movement, which is what you would expect. So this is obviously this Panzer Grenadier unit, platoon, can be basically dismounted or leg. Oh yeah, and there's even, I mean that is a leg, NATO symbol, and a wheeled Panzer Grenadier platoon. Okay. Okay, so back to our unit here, 6RTR. Now, if you didn't already know that 6RTR was Royal Tank Regiment, how would you know that? So I grabbed another one of these one-sided cardstock play aid called Order Battle Chart. You've got your 5th Light Division minus. So the German forces on one side. So what do we got? Well, I'll jump ahead to the 6RTR first. So on the Allied side, or the British side, you have the 7th Armor Brigade. It's funny, why wouldn't it be British spelling? Small aside. So we've got 2 RTR, 6 RTR, and 7 RHA. And so here is that. There it is. So this is one of these 4 units, I'm sure, from this from Alpha Company. So this is probably Charlie Company, 4 platoons, Bravo Company, 4 platoons, Alpha Company, 4 platoons. So that would be one of the 4 platoons there. And then down at the bottom, we have our key. Again, 2nd RTR, 2nd Royal Tank Regiment, 6 RTR, 6 Royal Tank Regiment, and 7 RHA, 7th Royal Horse Artillery. So you would know for sure. Now on the German side, so here's a German Panzer Grenadier, Panzer Grenadier unit there. So how do we find where he fits into the grand scheme? On the German side, 5th Light Division Light again. Looks like we have some division units, probably 155 PZA. Down here at the bottom of the key, 155 PZA, 155th Panzer Artillery Regiment. Then we have the 1st 5 Panzer Regiment, 615th AA, and, optional units, okay. 1st of the 105th Panzer Grenadier. So, 5 PZR, or Panzer Regiment, 1st Battalion, the German Roman numeral 1 for a battalion, so 1st Battalion, 5th Panzer Regiment. All right, 615 AA, 615th Flak Battalion. Again, why wouldn't you use the acronym for the German terms? Because I don't think that's the German term, but anyways. 39 PZJ, 39th Panzer Jaeger Battalion. As a matter of fact, why aren't these entirely in German for for a game that I thought was so hardcore? Shouldn't have even brought it up. All right, so where does he go? He goes first at 104th Panzer. Okay, so he's one of the optional units there. It's 4th Platoon Charlie Company. Is that right? No, I'm just thinking historically. Did the Germans use? Anyways, shouldn't have brought it up. So I was looking for, considering well, one, considering the very small half-inch counters with a lot of information on them, which by itself is not a problem, but I was looking through the play aids for a key for somebody who didn't, let's say, didn't have any background or experience with NATO symbols. And in any case, you might as well get all your symbols straight before you start playing the game, even if you are familiar with NATO symbols. Didn't find them in the play aids, but luckily they are in Appendix B, unit symbols and examples in the rules themselves. So let's do a quick review. I at least want to see what type of units what type of units are going to show up in this action. So German heavy weapons in, again, dismounted and mounted state or status. So we're talking machine guns, 81 millimeter mortars. So that's that. And we've got obviously our British Army armor, cruiser or crusader tanks, machine guns, 2-pounder main guns. All right, so we've got a lot of tanks, and then we got this one. Okay, I don't actually see it, but see, I'm not sure. Is that supposed to be a mechanic unit or what? Well, interesting. I don't see it. So let's see. It's not on the order of battle chart either. Okay. Don't know what that's exactly supposed to be. Like I said, looks to me like a mechanic unit, but don't know. Wait and see. Okay, so we got headquarters unit. All right, so an armor brigade, 7th Armor Brigade headquarters unit. And we've got, boy, looks like I had a lot of armor, which is good. I mean, it is the 7th Armor Brigade. Battalion headquarters too. So the battalion headquarters has the tank silhouette. Brigade headquarters has the NATO symbol. I guess so. And the color bands. Okay, I guess the color bands do correspond. I guess it's probably supposed to be the green for the 2nd Battalion. No, that's not right. Never mind, back up. Okay. Not sure about the bands for now. We'll get to that later. I'm sure it'll come up at some point. A lot of armor. Nice. Okay. Obviously, we've got our German infantry. So how do they... Okay. Panzer Grenadier. German Panzer Grenadier, small arms, machine guns, dismounted and mounted. Okay, dismounted and mounted in game terms. Okay, so the German Panzer Regiment headquarters. Okay, here we go. Got should be anti-tank, but okay, another one that's not on the key. Well, this isn't really working out if the key isn't going to be complete. Right. Should be anti-tank. Mounted and dismounted. All right, one more check, and then this section contains the description of unit symbols and types. Yeah, I don't see it. So this is not complete. So let's see if all right, I'll try one more, and of course this one's not on here either. All right, but that should be basically your self-propelled guns, your assault guns, and Okay, there it is. German self-propelled artillery. Small arms 105 millimeter howitzers. Okay, that is on there. Okay, and then your supply, there should be supply. So German. Yeah, supply. Unit. Okay. Okay, now for a general flow of play, right? I guess I'm going to go to the sequence of play. Yeah, because I don't see anything else yet. Okay, I'm going to the sequence of play in the rules. I already looked through the play aids, and I did not see in the play aids, even though you get all of these play aids, I don't see a sequence of play aid, but it is on its own page, so I guess you could make your own by copying this page onto cardstock. That's probably what I will do, considering how involved it is. All right, let's try to get a general idea of the flow of play, right? Air allocation phase, once daily, first daylight turn of day, but by both sides. All right, let's see. Let's see what the turn record track looks like. There it is. Hafid Ridge turn record track. So 13 turns altogether. Okay, and you do go through a night. Okay. So does that mean that, I don't even know if there's air allocation in this particular game, but if there is, are we getting it this turn and this turn? Turns 1 and 11? Maybe. Okay. Combat service support phase, once daily, first daylight turn of day by both sides. This involves reinforcements, withdrawals, replacements, medical maintenance, reorganization, intelligence, supply determination, optional. Okay, then we have a German turn followed by a British turn. So, German, command and control phase, says optional, but I don't know. I can't see why I would not play with that. Operations phase, bosses, that's battlefield operating systems, below can be executed in any order the player desires. I like that flexibility, at least on paper. We'll see how it works out. Maneuver includes fire and overrun attacks. Opportunity, defensive fire, overwatch, that must be by the other side. Mobility and survivability, fire support, air support and artillery, British Army air defense, okay. Okay, so those are the bosses that are involved. Okay, those are the bosses that are involved. Then we go to close assault phase. Then you go to unit suppression recovery phase. And then we go to interdiction, placement, return, and CAS, close air support, mission return phase. Okay, British Army turn, is it the same? It's the same. Okay, end of turn activities. Okay, at least on first look, it's nice that on the next page and a half, page and 1/3, you get a detailed text explanation of the sequence of play. It says that this explains the order that actions can occur and what players can do with their units. So to the extent that that's accurate, that would be good. So let's just pull out an example. All right, what do you do for, well, let's go for maneuver. All right, maneuver. German units, at the German player's discretion, may conduct any form of maneuver of which the unit is capable of, such as overwatch, regular withdrawal, or overrun. Units are moved in any order the player desires. Units can be moved as stacks and can form stacks during this segment. Fire and overrun occur at this time at the German player's option. Units may be placed in reserve if they have not moved or fired for use after the British Army operations phase. That's interesting, but I didn't see reference to that before. Um, hmm. Okay, I'll be looking for that. First mention that. And second, is this telling me that units can actually do things in any order they want? I mean, does a unit have to do all of its actions at one time, and then you go to the next unit, or can you actually come back to a unit and do more actions with it? Don't know yet. We're stacking real quick. It looks like the basic rule is no more than 2 companies worth of units may occupy the same hex at the end of a game turn. All right, so for the purposes of this rule, I've got 1 platoon. I've got another platoon, and then I've got, let's go with, yeah, got another, okay, so I got 3 platoons here, but of these 3 platoons, we've got 2 different regiments, and even within the second RTR, we've got 2 different companies, Alpha Company and Charlie Company. So I think that these 3 platoons count as 1 company for stacking in a hex. So looks like we can have some pretty tall stacks, because I guess you could have a whole nother, if I understand this correctly, a whole nother 3 platoons, not organic units. I guess this would be a second company equivalent. So that would be, 6 platoons altogether is 2 company equivalents. Now, you can also have these 4 platoons. This is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th platoons, all of Bravo Company, 2nd RTR. So I think these 4 platoons, because they're all of the organic platoons of this company, that counts as 1 company equivalent. So Overwatch. Interestingly, only the Germans may use Overwatch. Units move 1/4 of their full movement and then receive an Overwatch marker to designate them as Overwatch units. So these Panzer Grenadiers move 1/4. Okay, so probably only something like 1 hex. Whoa. Or less. Well, anyways, maybe move 1 hex and then receive an Overwatch marker. So the purpose of this is to allow a unit in Overwatch to fire at enemy units that try to make opportunity fire attacks. So when let's see. So when the German panzers try to move, and the British try to Overwatch fire, these Germans can Overwatch fire. So reserve movement is conducted after the enemy player's operations phase but before the assault phase. Units in reserve are allowed to spend all their movement points to move into hexes that are being assaulted by the enemy player. Wow, that is nice and pretty direct. So again, maybe mounted Panzer Grenadiers are in reserve, and maybe these panzers are going to be assaulted maybe by, going to be assaulted by the British armor. Maybe we're saying Panzer Grenadiers can reinforce the panzers. So there are 3 types of combat fire combat, including opportunity fire and defensive fire. Ooh, defensive fire. Is that the same as Overwatch? Or is that different? Is that distinct? And assault and counter battery. Okay, fire combat, which by the way looks very loose and flexible, which is great. For example, units can be attacked and hex separately or in groups, except that each target type, soft, medium, or hard, must be attacked separately. Units can be attacked any number of times during an operations phase. Yeah, so that I like. So let's take this British tanks here, fire on the German tanks. So target type is obviously medium, but that's the 8 on the orange. So step 1, determine target type. Step 2, match to weapon type and range. Primary weapon firing at short range target. Primary weapon firing at long range. Secondary weapon firing at short range. I guess that's what that means there. So, okay, so the secondary weapon is the 5, firing at short range. Short range is 4 hexes, I guess. Use this color on the firepower table, which is firepower table. Firepower table. Okay, so firepower table is short range, long range. Oh yeah, long range for the secondary weapon is not allowed. So it is this column against a medium target, or this column against a soft target. Okay. All right. And then, so then the primary weapon firing at short range target, I guess the 2 at range of 4, use this color on the firepower table. So what does that look like? That looks, okay, so against a medium target, primary weapon against a medium target at short range, and then long range. And short range and long range, I guess, are the which wasn't really intuitive, but I guess that's the primary weapon 2 at range 4 uses that firepower modifier. Okay. And then, okay, so this would be 1, 2, 3 hexes. So this would be the primary weapon firing at short range. 4 hexes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So fire, kind of a weapons factor, primary weapons factor of 2 at short range. So I'm going to go here. Again, the target type is medium, so the target type is medium. Weapon factor type, target is within short range, primary at short range. German and British units with a minus symbol. German units with a plus symbol. That's a German unit, but I don't see a plus symbol. Artillery. What's the plus and the minus? Unless they mean... Oh. Okay, so that's a -8, I guess. That's not a -8, that's a -8, I guess. So German and British units with a minus symbol. So I guess that's what that is. I don't see anything else. Okay, so 8 with a minus. So I'm using this row, right? German army unit with a minus symbol. It is times 1.5. So I guess that's 2, which is the combat factor, times 1.5 is 3. Yeah, I guess it's 3. 3 against the defense of 8, I guess. Make sure there's anything else. Okay, here are the examples. Okay, armor with a minus example. That's the minus there. artillery with a plus example. There's the plus. Heavy weapons example with the asterisks. Okay. All right. Note multiple for targeted greater than 1 hex away. Multiple for adjacent target. Okay, so you're twice the combat strength at adjacent. Okay. What is this? What is this? I'm not sure. Oh, is this the key? I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. So, anyways, I think it's. I think we do the factor now. So it is. It's 3, I guess, against 8. 3 against 8. All right, so that's okay, attacker's factor of 3 divided by the defender's factor of 8 yields a 0.375. Now we go to the fire table. All right, to the fire table, which I guess the closest odds is probably the 0.33 column. Yeah, okay, so we're going to be resolved on the 0.33 column. I'm going to write 1d10, and then I guess we, well, let's roll in my, ooh, is a 0. Is a 0 a 0 or a 10? Okay, so a 0 is a 10, and then so we start 10 on the oh, okay, so we were really lucky. We probably shouldn't have got something like this, but we start with an S2 result. Let's see what die roll modifiers apply. If the target is adjacent, no. That's interesting. So we already said that the attack factor was doubled when you're adjacent, so this looks like it's doubled, and you added 2 die roll modifier, I think. All right, weapon plus weapon versus medium. Okay, this is not a plus weapon. Fire is suppressed, no. Firing from more than 1 hex face, no. No. Firing at target at on lower elevation, no. Firing at target 1 level higher, no. Defender dug in, defender in fortification. Firing at a unit making a designated withdrawal, no. Firing during night turn, no. Firing at target extending a wire, no. Mine marker, no. Close air support, no. Opportunity or defensive fire, we're saying no. This is just straight normal fire. When firing after moving, no. So I guess none of them apply. So I guess there are 2 suppression levels. So I guess our German target unit, I guess I take a German colored suppression marker. Well, that's, wonder what that is. So you got a orange colored explosion and a green colored explosion. All right. So I think I take my S2 or suppression 2 hit result and, well, put it on or under. I'll find out. My target.